Okay. We are on attack. Let's look. I'm gonna boot up Lotus real quick. Do 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 do. We've already seen something that's kind of important. There's a controller is like a really deep role. There's a lot of nuance, and it frustrates me when people will like say this smoke is always better. This smoke's always better. So I'm gonna give you an example of that right now because we've already seen him make a decision, and a very important one. That's not trivial. Yeah, the C-Link smoke.
My enemies might as well join me. My ultimate is ready.
There's two ways you can smoke C-Link. You can smoke it back here, like he did, which does have the downside of enemy can come out here, fight us, and run away. You see? And then there's the smoke here, which removes that downside. If they come out of this smoke, they are dead. If they don't kill all of us. But now they can come over here and sort of spam. And it's also easier for them to hold. So when do you throw which? And in this case, the answer was timing. But there's multiple scenarios. So for example, if you have a deadlock, this is a pretty common case right now. If deadlock is throwing her cage here, you don't want to smoke deep because they can peek out and the cage is worthless. You want to smoke here because the cage is like anti-flood util and this stops them from coming out with the cage. In this scenario, because they're rushing B and they're taking it so quickly with dog, Zander is basically saying, okay, they're not too far up yet. And so he's throwing this smoke because the downside to coming out here to fight is if you already have a guy who's here, that dude is screwed. Does that make sense? If you can already take all of sight before they could reasonably peek out of the smoke, then this smoke's really good. And so timing wise, because they're taking sight so quickly, he's throwing that smoke. As you can see, we're like out onto sight. Like Raze is literally on sight as we throw this smoke.
I can blind the right for you. Blinded that guy, blinded that guy.
Enemy spotted.
Breach one HP.
Remember when you guys asked what I meant when I said subconscious coordination? This is exactly what I meant. So this blind is vocal,
I can blind the
okay?
right for you.
But after that blind, everything Zander does is sort of subconscious to play with Raze. He's already coming up here, expecting them to swing to hunt her reload. Okay, so he's covering her.
Breach one HP.
Then here, notice this jet ends up peeking into two of us. And we're not even like being vocal about this. It's just happening. Okay, now do you see why he threw this smoke? You see the difference now? Because now he's throwing the other one. It's because the people who were originally over here, so they didn't have time to like take all the space, are now literally right there. And this smoke is harder for them to come out of in this scenario, because if they come out here, and we don't have to be worried about spam because we've already planted. Okay. God, he's
Wait,
he's
you had
better.
that shit stuck on you. You brought it to me.
He's better. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so I generally use green. We will color code this, but green refers to like very normal, not even situational, just good smoke. good almost always. So like regardless of the eco, these smokes are, you're going to see them all the time. Does that make sense? Some smokes will be marked in yellow, which will be labeled as like situational. Like you might only want to do this on an eco or something. And then this is complicated, but try to think about it. Ooh. There's no like one size fits all reasoning for when he puts it deep or close. So I don't want to try and explain it because you can't. Broccoli on the cob, thank you for the prime.
I'm broke though.
Gun here.
I gave him mine.
This guy can swing wide.
If you could box anyone, who would it be?
You guys
I'm
might get
peeking out.
stunned.
Probably Will, actually, now that we're fucking nice here. I've knocked this kid into oblivion. I'm actually like Floyd Mayweather. I'm opening the door. Exactly. Blinding sight, blinding sight. Blind the door.
Damn, they're getting laid out. Opening doors is really good when you want to commit to A. So if you're like committed to hitting A, your A hit odds increase. So only if you are sure you're hitting A, but this does increase our odds. Boom. And he actually smoked here, which I am going to color yellow. I would not throw that smoke all the time. And similarly here, I'm also going to color yellow. There's some downsides to this heaven smoke.
Cover going out.
This heaven smoke gives them pretty safe passage into drop. Allows them to fight for sight. And of course, this smoke that he's doing up here
Cover going out.
gives the enemy team pretty safe passage from stairs into sight this way. Zander's making these trade-offs because he sort of expected them to flood out if they were A because they're on eco. He's like, well, they're on eco. They're probably going to hard fight for front A if they are here. And he was wrong. Unfortunately, they're not doing that, and they are here. That's just unfortunate. So this heaven smoke that's more common if you already have control is you'll like smoke deep.
Shadows traveling.
If you have control, like the smoke is pretty annoying for them to come out of. Boo doop boop boom boom boom. And the more normal smoke for the A hit is over here.
Shadows traveling.
If having control, why not one way the double box? I don't believe this works. I'm pretty sure this dude can just fight drop. Am I wrong? And I think they can still fight here too. I don't think this one way's anything. I don't think, maybe if you're already up heaven and you're here. We'll keep watching.
Make it back sight.
Spike down A.
Oh,
Last player standing.
GG, we lost.
Just AIDS, just curve the flash around the corner.
Yeah, he thought A was pretty free because they weren't rushing out at them.
Probably like,
Cover going out.
I was gonna say full.
Did we throw the same smoke? Yeah.
I was gonna say full. Yeah, he's rebel by the way.
I'm
Good.
coming, I'm coming.
Last player standing.
Tough.
Spike down A.
Oh,
So I'm actually gonna. He might really like this for fighting front A. Boom. Boom. He gets pretty assiduous with this fighting over here.
probably player side. Honestly, too hard to see you. Sounds pretty good.
This is really common. This TP is like SSSSSSS plus. Pretty much every C hit. And let me explain. Daxioloppy, thank you so much for the prime. So this guy who's out here, like maybe holding this line, you giga angle advantage them. If they're holding here like this, let me just, if you're peeking them this way, they're actually angle on this angle. So you, believe it or not, you see their shoulder here. They don't even see you. You see them and you kill them for free. Because this is the angle that they're holding. They're holding like deep. So this is like sort of how they're negating the angle advantage. They're expecting you to fight here. So you TP across, and this sort of pressures this opper into doing one of two things. If it's a chamber, they have a TP waterfall, and it's not that bad for them. They might hold here for a bit, but they can't do it for too long because this is becoming a threat. And they might come across like this, but they can't do this for too long because this is becoming a threat. So just the existence of that TP makes it quite literally impossible to hold mound with 100% certainty. This player cannot stay in this region. They can't even stay over here because this is angle advantage to right side. They die. So this player has to fall back to this type of angle. This is the only good play for them if they don't want to give like any odds to you. So that's why this TP is like SSS. It basically forces them to back onto site. There's no good answer. Unless, of course, they've got 3 people here and they're going to util dump you to take mound back. So you want to do this. You want to do this. There's no good answer.
On B.
That's why you're going to see every Radiant Omen player doing that TP on their C hits.
Scott, do you have a
I
flash?
can blind this. Want me to blind deeper?
There's 3 there, 3 there.
Ray's stuck in the corner. 99.
Don't peek.
Okay. I'm going to write the smokes down in a moment, but first I want to like sort of break down what we're seeing. So he's not trying to kill Omen here. He's making sure they don't come through the door on this timing. He's stalling. And we might get a free kill off this flash if they were really, really, really rushy with it. But more importantly, we've set presence. So this Omen is wary of us. And notice as we're leaving, it's hard to see, but we have a teammate here. Okay. So we've sort of set up this teammate for success because that Omen now in the back of their mind is worried about us in B main. Okay. So let's keep watching now. So we've sort of worked with that chamber to give him a slight advantage. Now we're coming over here to play with our buddy. We're ready to swing off them.
99.
And now it gets really simple. It's 2v1. And so Zander was keeping comms pretty clear and he was coordinating silently. But now in the 2v1, he immediately
Don't peek.
is telling this guy not to peek. You see? And he's getting ready to throw this smoke so that they can't peek. Because this smoke will create like a very easy crossfire for them that they could just hold together. Does the Omen know that Xander's main though? It's not the point. The point is that they're worried about main on Toaster. They don't need to know that he's main or not. They need to think there's a non-zero chance that he's main. That's it. If they even have like an ounce in their mind that main is a threat, then they can't confidently look mound 100%, which gives this guy an advantage. However slight it may be. That's all that matters. Okay. Boo. Pretty straightforward smokes here. Nothing fancy. And we found ourselves quite comfortable in this post-plant region. Looking to flash deep for our teammate. You can see. Quite a good flash. Probably get it. It doesn't really hit that corner. That's tough. It's just establishing presence. It doesn't necessarily guarantee the guy's not going to win. In fact, the dude did win the fight mound. Like the enemy Omen killed our chamber. That's not the point.
check in. Let's go. There's 3, 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. Take fast. 4.
Oh my god!
Oh, you
Don't
guys
yell. Don't yell, please.
Okay, so this is timing. Xander, this peak is terrible if they could be here. Does that make sense? If there could be an enemy here, we're like giga trolling because they could be up here, they could be down here. Hell, they could be up here in like a really crazy case. But because we got the comment there's 4, this line is like free as hell, which is why he's not smoking CT. He's taking this line. He might even come out a bit deeper. Because he can kind of tuck this way, play the teammate. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him play here. Let's see. It
Okay.
does come out deeper. His jet aggress is so far that he's like, well, screw that.
Seek them out. Found one. One enemy remaining.
My ult is ready.
Here.
No fun for me. Omen's better.
Attack op is actually giga good on this map. Boop, boop, boop. Try it out. I buy attack op myself when I try hard on this map on controller. But that's also because I'm terrible at Valorant. And the op is a giga crutch. But another fun way to play it, like if your team is contesting B and C, is this like A contest is really powerful. Because you can like sneak up here and sort of peek this way. And it's a really tough thing for them to deal with. Because this dude's usually like aiming here. They're not ready for like your head to appear there. It's really good. The op gets hella picks on this map in solo queue.
Just because, like, I think Harbor, I mean, Harbor solo is, like, not the across the theater. Really strong.
Can we get smokes?
Yeah, smoking.
There it is. They've sort of identified the enemy team doesn't like fight for this harm.
One tree.
One more backside. One more backside.
I'm gonna explain I haven't spoken to Omen.
One enemy.
Okay. So you see how this Jet came drop? He wants Jet to come drop here because who would you rather be? The guy who literally has to peek drop or die to the bomb? Or the guy whose tree holding them with an op? Does that make sense? In this scenario, giving them like this safe passage drop is almost like giving them safe passage to their own death. So yeah, come on, commit. And then they're like, oh. And they die. So it's really good here.
Flank.
Wait, flank? Hello?
No, wait. No.
Dude, Xander's such a giga chad. Look, chat. Always trust the comm. Look at this guy. Flank. And Xander's like, bet.
Wait, flank? Hello?
But then they're not flank.
No,
But
wait.
he's still like, okay. And they're literally dying to heaven. He's like, oh, what the hell?
My shit was going off when I was in tree before. And it's.
D-Gen, thank you for the 7
They literally ended
months. Your name.
Can I get it by?
Oh, there's actually an angle. I'm not sure if he's going to play it, but he might be about to play it. I saw this in VCT yesterday. It's pretty straightforward, but I never see anybody do this in solo queue. So whip it out. You literally just hop up here and you look over this box. It's really good with the op, but it's also just good with a rifle. Like if you're just rifling, it's still really good. It's like really unexpected. This person peeks out here and you're like here.
Omen, can you buy?
Oh, he's not going to play it. I'm glad I showed it.
You sorry.
I'm up dressing one person. One close door. He's gonna open door.
You see where Chamber naturally ended up repositioning, by the way? We're not even TPing now, but like the threat of it is too real. This guy's just playing over here, as I said.
120 on jet flank.
Last player standing.
No.
That's impossible.
Take hella no.
You want? Sure. Okay.
Alright, smoke.
All right, I'm gonna color it green, and I'll be happy to say I was wrong about this smoke. Boop, boop, boop. When expecting resistance, front A. This smoke is clearly the preferred smoke of Zander when he's expecting a resistance. It gets the green outline.
Wait, how?
We should back.
Holy shit, his teammates just baited him.
Timber TP to
Just go. They're fucking close. Just careful for the nade and shit.
through the flash. You don't have to curve super hard.
Not even fighting.
The Heaven TP is actually really good. I go for it every now and then. And the reason why it's so good is because when the enemy team's aggressing A, which is frequent, like they're raise nading, taking space like this, then nobody in the formation is playing anywhere close to this angle. They literally can't come here. And he's gonna ult like here, so he can decide contextually while looking at his minimap if he wants to come down drop and like fight tree, or if he wants to even come down this way and fight from behind. So against teams that are aggressing A very heavily, this Omen ult is like really good. See minimap and Omen ult? Good question. You see it right as you come out. Right as you come out. So you'd have to like make a very fast decision. Boop, boop, boop. I hope he goes for that ult this game. It's a really fun ult.
Why is he smoking down? What the? Open door.
We're too I think go away. Nading everyone else to just doorknob. Okay, this guy's teaching me how to play the game. Oh my god, I actually hate ranked, bro. Alright, yeah, just okay.
What a fucking Giga Chad. Holy. All right, he's looking at his minimap. And this requires a bit of like confident thinking. Because this seems like really dangerous. But it's not. It's not that dangerous. So he's TPing down here. And the important thing to note is that the only thing this TP is dead to is if they're here, okay? We have to accept that to be true. This player here is not coming over here and looking straight down. Nobody's ever doing that. If you have a clip of yourself doing that, you're hacking terrible at Valorant. And then they see raises here. So there's almost certainly nobody C-Link. They're rotating at this point, and he's got timing window because he's really fast. And so he's like, okay, I mean, they're not C-Link. I'm just going to TP here. And then I'm going to push like way faster than they expect. And sure enough, this guy here who's trying to rotate fast, he like snaps his fingers here. He's like knife out because he's thinking his fight is going to be here. So he's coming around this way and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? And he dies. It's a really good play. Boop, boop, boop. Only Ken Ozaki thinks of the 7 months on Rush. Okay. Now his TP is a bit wide, this is an error. He did not mean to end his TP here, okay? He got blocked by the dog. That's an insane shot. Holy shit. He actually got hospital flicked. You see that? Look at this. She's not looking at us. Oh my god.
He's out hot. Nice.
Want to pair that TP with the deep smoke? No. The deep smoke would be like anti-synergistic. The point of this TP is you're gonna kill the guy rotating waterfall because they don't expect you. If you were to smoke here with that TP, then like what's the point? You could have just walked. By the time you come out of the smoke here, they're ready for you because they're gonna have their gun out the moment they see the smoke.
Reloading. You want to play? Let's play. Enemy A.
I'm sad we're not seeing the Omen ult. God, he's so much better.
One hot. Coming out, coming out, I'm blind as fuck.
One enemy remaining.
God, he's so good.
Hot, 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 hot.
So he knows Jet's up there, but he also knows like geometrically, if he hugs this wall, he can get this fight very quickly. And this chamber is pressured. This guy's ulted. They got an op. And notice what's so good about this peak. This chamber's got to worry about multiple ping heights. We're peeking from here. It's like deceptively low. Like this is our head. That's our head. Do you see that? So this op is effectively a marshal here. Like, it's not even an op anymore. He's peeking a marshal, which is good. That's so smart, dude.
Enemy remaining.
Hot, 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 hot.
Last player.
And then we overheat, we lose. Rexzilla, thank you for the 2 months.
Angel.
This is the same idea. Nobody plays back here.
How the fuck does that work?
Insane. Insane shot from that guy. Holy. Big paranoia. He ulted back here. I'm gonna color this green. Zander really likes this smoke. So I actually didn't really see any situational like unique smokes. Pretty straightforward. So I'll heckin' remove my color code. Fuck me. Put attack op there. Boop, boop, boo. Funny TP. I think that's attack.
And don't.
In the books. No situational smokes. Interesting. Defense? Let's see. Most Omens play B.
On the ladder. Yeah, anything from it? Blinded all three, blinded all three.
Notice he's very clear that he blinded all 3 of them. So his raise scales with confidence.
One enemy remaining.
So you can like throw paranoia over this way to help the team. And he's playing up here mostly info. Which will be almost certainly pretty thematic. Info just meaning the angle he's taking is very, very tight. And he's not likely to get a kill. He's more likely to get the info. He was even jiggling like this. So he'll know if they're coming, but that's that. And then he's going to come over here, play a smoke, and play somewhere. He's passive. Aggressively passive. He's not hiding, but...
20s.
My bad, bro. I just think that doesn't do it.
You see?
What the fuck?
It's literally exactly what I just said. So the moment he got the info, he hucked that smoke and then he did something. Here he uses flash because he hears them coming really fast. That's just a misplaced smoke. Don't read into it.
Right.
Where's that guy? The PJHE. Yeah. Nah, I got no smoke for you, bro.
This one way can sort of be used to counter the TP shenanigans, because if you hear their TP and you have this one way, then you have increased confidence that they're only going to peek right side for a bit. You can like hold right side here, and if they peek left side, you've got like one way timing advantage. You see?
Do you hear more?
They're coming broken?
One for me. Oh, shit.
They're going broken.
55 on jet. They're splitting me.
Last player standing.
Well, that's just a brain dead play from that guy. That's tough.
Pro play against this. I need Pro City back. Tariq! Tariq! Where's Tariq?
Try to hit 80. I believe.
Sup, sup. Good blind. Sliding now. Ooh.
On site, 80 and drop.
Really good fight isolation. It's really tough though. So notice he's never gonna walk left here. He's always walking right to like unswing these people because he knows the whole green squad's coming. And so he does get a 50 on jet, and he's gonna get traded, but he really stalled as long as he could. Almost got one. He's playing fast rotate here, and he used his flash. This is situational, but he tried to use his flash so that they could hold because his chamber was committed. I think it was chamber. Yeah, his chamber is committed to holding, and so he's trying to match his intentions with his teammate. It's really important on defense. If your teammate's holding, you want to hold. So he came out to try and hold. And it turns out it works. It's lit. This place has really high impact, but the one downside is if these goobers get ran down, then you just lose the game and you cry. But if they can like put up any level of resistance,
Wait.
then you're pogging.
I've crossed on the side if you want to just hold door.
Do you see that? He's a pro, so he does this without even thinking. Look where he pre-aimed. He didn't even peek all the way out. Remember how I told you about this angle?
I have your sight.
And then he peeks out more.
If you want to just hold door.
Again. Bam.
I have your sight side.
I think they're majority there. I'm flanking.
Camera to me.
So if they were holding that angle on him, they just got one tap.
There's three towards tree. Raise hit 90. Omen hit 50. Chamber.
Sight through door.
One enemy remaining.
Sort of like that.
74. What's true? What's true? Yeah.
Is it true? Here came out the door.
Like for. Do they fly?
Sorry, say it
A
again?
phantom.
Doing it every time.
Stand fast, be again.
Drop him, drop. No, oh.
Whoa!
One right,
What the fuck?
One enemy remaining.
It's actually really good. We'll talk about the hold in a sec, but of all the things he could do, this reload is pretty high impact. So he's not falling back to reload. He's coming forwards to reload in this smoke. Because, like, think about it from their POV. Okay. This dude hears the reload happening, and this is like a mental trigger. When you're playing and you hear your enemy reloading, you sort of like don't expect a swing. You don't see it as a threat. You're like, okay, oh, maybe I can take some space back right now and find my 50 for the fight. But he's reloading here while his teammate's scaling up. Like, that's why he came forward to make the reload audio. It's just like securing the round. It is really smart. Okay, so it turns out when he gets rushed, it's very clear. We immediately smoke. We fall back here and we throw this flash. And we just hold.
Bro, you trust me. Hey, that shit's hard. I can go higher than that. 1 bullets, I'm 21 bullets.
One C.
Oh, he couldn't rebuy the Phantom.
I'm peeking at.
He's like testing
Actually, I
his
can't go higher than that.
spray
Wait, I'm
thing.
out of ammo.
Yeah.
21 bullets, I'm 21 bullets.
One C.
Yo.
You want to play? Let's play.
He's got no reloads.
Oh no, I can't help you, brother.
He can't even spam here, dude.
21 bullets.
There's two pushing water.
Wow.
21 bullets, my ass.
Chill, that's fine.
And we're gonna get arrested.
Jesus Christ.
2 bullets in the short.
He gets 3.
Jets at 50.
He's so good, dude. He's actually so good at Valorant. Like, what do you do when you take somebody who's got like yay level aim, and then he's also really goddamn smart with his smokes? Like, oh my god. What do you do?
Not gonna be center side.
Wow, what a fucking smoke.
Remaining.
He's left side B main. You can post on him. B main, stuck.
I have like
Pressing my mouse. I can't lift my mouse. The raise is satchelled on me. One of these. Okay, hard. I think I just chamber.
Just chamber. Just chamber.
there's preacher.
I can post. I still have this.
I have all C.
Good smoke. That can't help you.
Jump check and C. Off dead.
Spike down.
There's two.
Okay, so he's TPing out here because he's smart. All right, let's continue watching. Okay, now so a 3 versus 4. If you give them sight and allow them to plant, now it's effectively 3 versus 5. You count like the bomb down as an extra man, and that's just statistically unwinnable if they play it right. And so he's coming out to try and make some magic happen because they're losing.
I'm TP mid. Cross the door. I'm outside A.
That's on site. Wait, going B?
That's crazy.
They're Jets.
30 seconds left.
I mean, what do you do? He just kills you?
Peek up.
I am winning bad. I went like 6th and 8th, and then I went first place, and then I got the hang of it. I think I trolled with this like. I thought I was like a genius. I went with like a slow roll comp with like Lee Sin. I picked like reroll augments.
He's playing, talking
Why
TFT.
is he not? He doesn't have his raise being bought out. Get fucked, brother.
This is very normal. I think I've explained this to people before. If you're trying to do this playing with the smoke CT, you shouldn't. Oh my god, they actually died to this, bro. This is Radiant, and you guys are doing this shit. Are you kidding me? And it makes sense. I don't see a single one of you guys submitting a VOD where you do this spam. Anyways, do the spam, please. I'll put it in the playbook. If there's a smoke here from the enemy, you literally just have to stand either lower or upper, and you just ping and spam this shit. It's so free. And I always call this out in VOD reviews when I see people doing this plant and this thing is smoked. Like, before you plant here, you've got to sort of spam to get this plant down. Like, you can't plant there. You literally can't. Honestly, if you just did like the huge plant over here from the Lotus guide, you're probably bing chilling. Plant here, and it's visible to mound, water, NCT, and this guy won't spam you.
Reach outside C. And pop box.
Blinding him.
One HP.
Does he hit this? Oh my god.
Wait, I'm doing something stupid.
I mean, you gotta respect that.
Is he here? He's here.
Last player standing.
Wait, I thought I fucking killed him. Wait,
There's an off pillar.
You gotta respect that. Are you kidding me, dude? Aggro TP's out with a shorty, bro. I'm not gonna put it in. It's too messy, and that's like very, very, very situational. But I wish I had Omen VODs with that energy. Dude just TP'd out into a smoke.
Wait, come fight with me. Can you nade the rubble?
Yeah.
Do they flash anything? Flash here?
Here.
And they win.
Down A.
Almost clutching this.
Notice he specifically asked her to nade rubble. Okay, so he calls for the rubble nade, and then he flashes close lobby, which covers all options. Essentially, if they stay close lobby, then they're deaf and they don't hear him TPing up here. If they cross rubble, well, they're getting naded, so they can't come out this way to peek him. They've got to come over here to try and live. And so Zander's, he's throwing this flash, and then he's TPing here while looking this way to play anti-flash, and then he just comes out. It's like, it's wraps. It's wraps. That shit's lit. That's a good play. Flash. TP. Pair with rubble nade. And it's giga lit. TLDR. 80% fast rotate off of B info. Very occasional flank. Boop, boop, boop. 20% mix up. Fighting for mound /A. Bam. Good VOD. Good VOD. Thank you for the VOD. Jimbo Rat. Good shit. I like this VOD. This Zander's always a good time. Do, 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 do. As is expected, these go up literally immediately into the Huge Playbooks channel. If you enjoyed that and you're a live watcher, the pro analysis, one of them goes up on YouTube for free every week. 4 of them are recorded here on Twitch every week. You can just show up. And if you want the VODs for the other 3 that like don't go up on YouTube, like you missed a stream, they're right here in pro analysis VODs on the Discord for tier 3 subscribers. So here's yesterday's. We did Jing on Bind, and here's the playbooks from that. This one was really funny too. So if you enjoyed that and you like to support the stream, you can get access to all of them. Or you can just set a reminder on your calendar to show up live and get them all for free. Zander, Omen, Lotus, defense. And we've got Zander, Omen, Lotus, Tack, which is right here.